Well, the first priority is a communications priority. What is the situation with respect to the nuclear accident? Then what is the situation with respect to Sendai and the surrounding prefecture? And then what is the situation for all of Japan with respect to power, water, and other things? So that needs to be communicated. Basically, you have to cool down the reactor before you can turn it off. So you have to pump in seawater, you have to put a Freon in, you have to do something. It's almost like a radiator overheating in your car. You really can't touch it because it'll burn you. But you have to let it cool down on its own, or you have to add water to the outside or do something to get it to the cool point so you can move the car, right? Same thing. Oh yes, there's quite a bit around the world. You have to be prepared for this. So there are experts in the United States. 3 Mile Island occurred there. Chernobyl occurred in Russia. There are Europeans. There's a European agency that deals with this sort of matter. So there are experts around the world. The problem here is once you get to a certain stage in a nuclear reactor, it doesn't matter how many experts you have. It's really on its own, and the recovery process can't begin until you get it under control. We have several things going on here. That was an old reactor. So what we have to look at is, are these old reactors safe under any circumstances? The second thing we have to look at is, do we have enough people on call who can be moved in case of such an emergency? I've been calling for a disaster agency for a long time that would have a clearinghouse, so you know where these people are. When you need them, you call them in the instant you need them so that you can arrest the development. Now, these people should all work together in drills and practice. There should be the C-5A aircraft to move them. There should be the food supplies and so on. This is the 4th state disaster where it looks like we've been making up the game as it goes along rather than having people with the expertise prepared to go in, arrest the situation, calm the situation so the recovery process can begin. That's hard to say because of the nuclear piece of it. If the nuclear weren't in there, I'd say within a month the Japanese would be up, running, and so on. But in this particular situation, we could be past the tsunami crisis but still be in the nuclear crisis. And that is totally unpredictable at this point. It may be a month, it may be 2 months, but let's hope it happens within the next few weeks. The first next step is to take the people we know who are alive, who are from the areas that were affected, find out where they are, and then rehouse them. It's best to rehouse them close to one another so they can begin the process of working through this disaster together, both psychologically and physically, so they can begin the process of getting information together as to where they're going to live in the future. It's unlikely it'll be in the same location, so you have to plan with them. So the planning process of dealing with their grief is the next important step.